are the fairies. Those enchanting, elusive creatures flitting about in the moonlight, scattering dewdrops and mischief in equal measure. You've heard the stories, you've seen the glittery wings on Saturday morning cartoons, but let's get real for a moment. Just who are these so-called fairies, and why do witches, those seasoned practitioners of the occult, get all jittery at the mere mention of them? Fasten your seatbelts and maybe grab a pinch of salt. You're about to dive into the whimsical, perilous, and utterly bewildering world of the good people. Though, spoiler alert, good is a stretch. First, let's address the basics. Fairies, or the fair folk, or the people of the other world, are not your garden variety insects with wings. They're ancient supernatural entities that predate most organized religions, and they come with as much baggage as a low-cost airline. Their origins are shrouded in myth, folklore, and probably a lot of drunken storytelling. Some say they're fallen angels, others insist they're spirits of nature, and a few believe they're descendants of ancient gods who got demoted to the night shift. Suffice it to say, if you ask a fairy who they really are, you're likely to get a riddle, a prank, or, if you're truly unlucky, a new set of donkey ears. Now, let's talk about the light and dark fairies. This isn't just a matter of who uses more glitter or who shops exclusively at Hot Topic. The so-called light fairies are generally considered the more benevolent branch. Think flower crowns, gentle breezes, and that mysterious feeling you get when you're alone in the woods and everything suddenly smells like honey. They might bless your crops, help lost travelers, or maybe just rearrange your furniture for laughs. Harmless, right? Well, don't get too comfortable. Then we have the dark fairies, the ones who prefer the shadows, the chill of autumn, and the occasional shriek in the night. These fairies are less about whimsy and more about curses, blighted fields, and the inexplicable urge to dance until your feet bleed. They'll sour your milk, tangle your hair, and if you really annoy them, turn you into a toadstool. Not all dark fairies are malicious, mind you. Some just have a very warped sense of humor. But let's not mince words. Light and dark are just convenient labels for humans. To the fairies, it's all just business as usual. So, why do witches, those fearless, cauldron-boiling, broom-riding icons, give fairies such a wide berth? The answer is simple. Unpredictability. Witches thrive on rules, rituals, and the occasional loophole in cosmic law. Fairies, meanwhile, eat rules for breakfast and spit out chaos before lunch. You can strike a deal with a demon and know exactly what you're getting into. With a fairy, you'll think you're getting a handful of gold, only to wake up with a handful of dead leaves and a lifelong aversion to the colour green. In other words, witches don't fear fairies because they're weak. They fear them because they're utterly, gloriously unreliable. And speaking of deals, let's discuss gifts and promises. If a fairy offers you a present, run. Do not walk. Run like your life and your firstborn child depends on it, because it probably does. Fairies don't give gifts out of the kindness of their hearts. Every shiny pebble, every enchanted acorn, every cup of suspiciously sweet wine comes with strings attached. And not the nice kind of strings, either. Think more like barbed wire. Accepting a gift from a fairy is basically signing a contract in invisible ink. You might find yourself obliged to dance at their moonlit revels for 100 years, or worse, become the unwilling star of their next prank war. As for making promises, just don't. Fairies have memories like steel traps and a passion for holding mortals to their word. Say you'll return a borrowed comb tomorrow, and if you forget, you might find your hair growing backwards for the next decade. Now, for those of you who, despite all warnings, still want to meet a fairy, perhaps you crave adventure, or maybe you just have a thing for sparkles, here's a small ritual to invite their presence. But remember, you do so at your own risk. Don't come crying to me when your shoes start dancing on their own. Begin at twilight, the between time when the veil is thinnest. Find a quiet patch of wild nature, no freshly mowed lawns or manicured gardens. Bring a small offering, cream, honey, or a slice of bread with butter. Place it on a flat stone or at the base of an old tree. Next, turn around 3 times, counterclockwise, because fairies love a bit of drama, and say, "Oh, good people of the hidden glen." I come with respect, not from the pen. I offer you cream, I offer you bread. Grant me a glimpse and I'll be well led. Then step back and wait, quietly. You might feel a chill, hear a giggle, or catch a flicker of movement at the edge of your vision. If you're lucky, you'll leave with a story to tell. If you're unlucky, you'll leave with a new appreciation for iron horseshoes and the sound of church bells. So, who are the fairies? They're the ancient enigmatic custodians of mystery, the original pranksters, the ones who teach us that not all that glitters is gold, and that sometimes it's best to leave a little magic undisturbed. Whether light or dark, fairies remind us that the world is wilder, stranger, and far less predictable than we like to believe. And if you ever find yourself in their company, remember, be polite, be cautious, and for the love of all things enchanted, never say, "I promise." So, as the last rays of twilight shimmer across the fields, remember that the fair folk are never far from our world, hidden in the rustle of leaves and the sparkle of dew. Their laughter dances on the wind, a reminder that magic thrives where curiosity and respect meet. Should you ever glimpse a fairy's shadow or hear a distant melody, smile gently and let wonder guide your heart. Farewell, and may enchantment find you wherever you wander.